Well, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and I've got a problem with my Craftsman multimeter. You ever have something that takes a 9-volt battery and invariably the little leads to it corrode to pieces, and when you go to take it off it just disintegrates? Well, that's what happened to me, and it made my multimeter useless. So I went online and looked, and I found that you could just buy a bunch of these replacements for just a few dollars. Now I'll leave a link to that in the video description in case you're interested. But let's go ahead and take this multimeter and get it fixed. Well, thanks for tuning in to the channel. This video is a little bit off the beaten path, but I hope you enjoy it. Well, I am pretty sure I have everything I need. Well, this meter has a red rubberized housing that we'll need to remove. And now you can see two small Phillip head screws. I have had this a long time. Two fuses, but obviously those aren't bad. Well, that's right, I didn't need to take that screw out because the battery is not behind that panel. So let's take out the right screw and get to the battery. Well, this is where the battery goes, and this is the lead that goes to that 9-volt battery. And the way it works is it clips onto the battery with these little metal tabs, and one of the metal tabs is completely corroded away to nothing, and therefore it just will not stay attached to that battery if you move the multimeter around at all. And here you can see if I hold that connector up against the battery, the multimeter will turn on. Well, here I have really zoomed in, and you can see the small circuit board is broke, and the only lead you can see is corroded in like a greenish color. Well, this is the other side of that connector that attaches to the battery, and it's really hard to tell, but with that missing part, it breaks contact with the battery and you lose power to the multimeter. So all I really need to do is just cut these wires and get rid of that old connector that's corroded and put the new one on. Well, this same tool that I used to cut the wires can also be used to remove the jackets from the wire. And you'll need to be careful because there's not much copper wire inside of that jacket. Well, I could solder these wires together, but these small wires don't really solder that well. So I'm going to use a mechanical fastener, and I'm going to cut these in half because they're really a lot bigger than what I need. Well, I started by taking one of those new 9-volt battery connectors and trimming off the leads and stripping the wires before I realized that I had trimmed them back way too far and they were just too short to work with. And that's because of three things. I've got big chunky fingers, the wires are small, the crimp is large, and the crimping tool is large. And here you can see what I mean. I think I've got the wires in there, and I use the crimping tool, and I even give it a tug to make sure the wire is connected well, but as soon as I let go of it, the connector just falls down. On my second attempt, I didn't cut any of the lead wires off. I just stripped the ends, and this time I was able to get one of those red connectors over the wires and get it crimped down and secured. On mechanical fasteners, I always make sure I give the wires a good tug to make sure that the connector has got a good grip on them. Well, I probably spent about 5 minutes getting this second lead crimped. It took several tries with the connector and the crimping tool to get a good connection, but in the end I got it attached. Now these connectors were only $5 for 10, so if you ended up messing one or two up, you're really not out any substantial amount of money. Well, I thought this project was about to be wrapped up. I went ahead and connected the battery, and then I tried to put the battery back inside of the spot that it was supposed to go to in the multimeter. But that's where I discovered two problems. There's a plastic housing that goes around the terminal leads when you connect it to the battery, and with those on there, it makes the battery too wide to fit into the compartment in the multimeter. The other problem is even though I cut those red connectors in half, they won't fit inside the multimeter either. So to reduce the thickness of the plastic housing that went on the battery connector, I used a screwdriver to pop the back off, and then I used my wire cutters to trim the plastic around the edge to make it thinner. So the housing of the multimeter is plastic, and the battery compartment for this battery is plastic. So even if the metal of the battery leads are exposed, they can't touch anything that would change how the multimeter would work or damage anything. And this shows how wide the connector was before I trimmed it down. And now you can see how thin the connector is with that plastic housing gone. And here it is inside of the multimeter with plenty of room to fit. Now I just got to figure out how to get these two red connectors out of the way. And the option I chose to go with was to take a soldering iron and melt a hole into the plastic so that I could shove those two connectors in there. And although this is a very unorthodox approach, and it may not be the best approach, you still have to fall back on the true logic of it. You can't break something that's already broke. Unless I can get the battery to work, the multimeter is useless anyway. Well, the only downside of pushing those connectors through the hole I made with the soldering iron is that I cut the connectors in half and there's some metal exposed on that one end. But I'm going to take some liquid electrical tape and cover up those exposed pieces of metal, and that should eliminate the possibility of anything getting shorted out on the circuit board. And here's the label. It truly is liquid electrical tape. Well, after about 5 minutes, that liquid electrical tape will dry, and I'll be able to shove those connectors into that hole and install the battery and put the cover on. Well, it's been about 5 minutes now, and that liquid electrical tape should be dried up. And I'm only using these pair of pliers because those connectors are so small and my fingers are so large, I'm having a hard time trying to get my hand in there and push those connectors in any other way. Well, it's a snug fit, but the battery does fit in. And a quick test to make sure that it still turns on and off, and I can put that cover on. You know, I am really glad that I was able to get this fixed. It has helped me troubleshoot and fix a lot of other things. It's only fair that it gets a chance to be repaired too. Well, there you go. For just a few dollars, I got my multimeter fixed. Wasn't perfect. I had to do a little bit of modifications, but it's better than being broke. Well, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in that next Fix It video.